Hey guys, yet another Python tutorial. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm very sorry for the last Python tutorial. I I was short on time and I didn't discuss everything that I was to discuss. I was to discuss about loops. I was also going to discuss about operators. I was also going to discuss about functions, and I was also going to discuss about error handling. So I want to make this video as short as possible. So I'm gonna discuss about loops, some operators, and functions, and see what you're gonna have. Hmm. So let me clear this up and start a new uh, Python file. Let me call it Python 6. Python 6.py, save, and I'm gonna start with loops. So loops perform iteration, uh, perform iterative tasks. Okay, so in any program you create, you need to have loops in it to perform repetitive tasks. Is it retrieving data from a database? You need to perform a loop that will retrieve given amount of data based on a query. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna divide I'm gonna divide my section. Before I divide my section into two sides, um I want us to look at a piece of code I had created before this video. So I want to open file and have me load Python 5. And so this is a tutorial. This is a script I had created from before, and this is what it does. It creates a multiplication table. As you can see, 5 times 5 is 25, 7 times 7 is 49, 9 times 7 is 63, and so on and so forth. And um, forgive me for the noise. Just bear with me and just stick with me to the tutorials and let me show you one of the things you're supposed to do. So let me show you how I created this multiplication table and revisit the code line by line. Okay, so here you go. First step is print the first space. So print the first space of a multiplication table. This space here is done by this line of code. So let's say space a minute, multiplication. So that and have that, and format will have that. This pretty much this function was brought about in higher versions in Python 3.x, and it pretty much helps us to print um, data in an horizontal manner. Okay, so when I go to Python 6 py, pretty much prints that empty space and finish my lines of code. So in order to see that space, we need a for loop. So there are two types of loop in Python. There is a for loop and there is a while loop. So let's say print x in a range of 1 to 11, and then print x. Let me just do that for now, and let me first comment this out and see what I'm talking about. Prints 1 to 10 but in a vertical manner. In order to print this in a horizontal manner, and I'm not going to use for loop, I'm going to use the while loop in order to be much more faster. And so I'm going to say for x is less, or x is less than 11, and embed it inside two brackets, one bracket, and say made. So let me use the while loop to demonstrate that. So print, we'll just copy this, C V, and I'm gonna put x in there, and from there have like x is equals to 1, and after that loop is done, I want to increment x. So this let me increment x. So this should print the same data we've seen but in a horizontal manner. Sorry, I need to have that one gone and clear my shell, and now do that, and you can see that is created, and we can now have that go and do that, and you can see the space from last time. So you can do Python 5 and you can see this first line represents the first line on that piece of code, and that isn't enough. So let's go back and now use a for loop for x in range 1 is to 11. Since 1 is to 11 be a multiplication table, we can now have while, stop that, first print a line there, and after printing a line just say x, not x, just use another variable like y 0, and then while, I want to do this quite fast, while y is less than 11, and then provide an if statement. I'm going to explain all this. Y is equals to 0, and then sorry, and then that, and then copy this line of code here, sorry, here, and sorry, here, and then change this to small x, okay, and come back here and say else, and then you could print you could print first we need a variable, let's say j, which will now do y times x, which is the outer loop counter, and then you should print that j there, okay, and after doing that the loop should be incremented, okay, so y plus equals 1. After the loop is incremented, we come here down and print a blank line and pretty much reset y to 0 so that it can go on iterating until the last point of x, okay, and let's see if that has worked. That's 5, so we need 6. Yeah, it has worked. So this is pretty much the same file that we've worked on, and this is pretty much like 5. So let me show you the source code of 5. This is different type. Here I've used for loop, and here I've used the while loop. So let me briefly explain this code. So the first line of code prints an empty uh, space, this space, and this other part of this code iterates x, iterates through a loop counter called x, and places x after x has been incremented using this piece of line. And after all this is done, it prints a new line which is indicates a set of a new line and sets y to 0, that will be used by this as a loop to loop through our array. And we use this as a for loop here. This is called nesting of loops. Nesting loops. And so we nest loops like this. This loop, outer loop, needs to first call this, this first needs to finish in order this to continue iterating. So x, let's say for instance x is 1. So x will be carried here as 1. So this loop needs to finish when x is still 1. So if y is equal to 0, this first line it will print this x, and x in this case is 1. So it has it has printed 1, and y is then incremented, so y is no longer 0. It's incremented by this line, and so it ends up having a new variable. We end up having a new variable called j, and j holds the product of y and x. So you print j later on, and after doing that, you need to reset. After this loop has finished, you need to reset y, so that y can then be not equals to 11 and not less than 11. Can be less than 11 but incrementing to reach that. When we remove this line of code and try to run our program, it does not do what we need it to do. Okay, so it does print empty lines by this line, but it does not do what we need it to do. Okay, that pretty much summarizes loops. And I think that in order for this video to be, for you to understand, just play around with the values and see how it's gonna come about. Thanks, and let's meet in the next tutorial. If you like this tutorial, feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks.